are you guys? Happy New Year. It's literally been 2 weeks since I posted a video, and I didn't even realize it until I looked, and I was just like, but so much has happened. I needed a break, and I've been dealing with lately sort of figuring out who the fuck I am, because I'm somebody who, you know, just being on social media and going from being an actor, which I still am, being an actor, to sort of transitioning more into the social media space because of COVID. It kind of does a number on you, especially when like so much of your existence has been focused on validation and you didn't realize it. And the funny thing for me is that like I just want to make sure that all the content that I put out is authentically me and not like a combination of all of the things that I ingest on the internet, or a combination of like that mixed with old versions of me and old things that don't work anymore. Like, I'm a very innovative, creative person naturally, and a lot of the things I do just come from here and come from God. Honestly, they come from above. So like I just always want to make sure that I'm being true to myself, and I feel like I started to feel kind of lost a little bit because I looked at what I was doing and I just felt stuck, and I'm just like, this is not me. This is something else that I saw online that I'm like, oh, that yeah, let me do that, you know? And nothing is wrong with that. But I've never been that kind of person. So really these last few weeks into this new year have been like an intro into sort of honestly figuring out and understanding who I am. The gag is I already am what I am. And I think that I just got in my head because I'm like, this has happened, like this thing in my life happened and that's good, but this other thing in my life is stressing me out. So I'm doing something wrong. Something must be wrong. And it's important for us not to stress ourselves out, because that can lead to so many other problems in your life. And the other thing I've been dealing with too is just like my boundaries lately. And I realized that a lot of times with my boundaries, even though the person, you know, there's someone who, or people in the past who have overstepped my boundaries, the problem with me has been I never put boundaries in place in the first place. And then I get upset when I'm hurt or affected or wounded, and I'm like, I allowed it though. So I had a couple of moments over these last couple of weeks where like I snapped a couple of times on people. But then I thought back and I was like, it's because in those moments, I didn't want to talk to you, and instead of respecting my boundaries, I said, oh no, let me answer them now because, you know, that's what I should do. And the conversations, none of them went well because I just felt resentful. Like, I do not want your energy right now. I just want to do these things I'm doing for myself and then call you back when I feel okay. And I didn't do that. So the title of this is New Year, New Me, and I think I'm just going to be sort of taking you guys with me, and these vlogs are not going to have a particular structure. I'm going to take y'all with me as I do things. We're going to talk, we're going to share thoughts, but that's how I wanted to start this video off, because that's the things that I've been dealing with lately, like who I am, my self-image, my self-concept, and realizing that a lot of times everything that you need to become the person that you want, you already have. At some point, you start to realize that the things that are affecting you are not external, they're internal. Like, when you go through trauma, at some point, it flips. And all of the things that hurt you in the past are healed, gone, non-existent. But the thing about it is that when you go through trauma, it never really leaves you, I feel like. And I heard somebody say this recently, it never really leaves you, you just learn how to deal with it. You learn how to transmute and manifest with it. Transmute just means basically you change it into something else. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I have some things I'm gonna do today, and I have some things I'm going to do today. I'm also working on that, my enunciation, and also working on being a badass actor, because I miss acting. I have not been on set in over like a year and a half at this point, and I miss it. I seriously miss it so much. I've said the reason why and what happened. There was a big shift in the industry. If you know, you know. So I'm working through that as well. We're working through a lot of things. This feels like a therapy session, But yeah, I'm gonna start my day. I'm gonna talk to y'all, and we're gonna get going. Okay, so it is, I have a big forehead. Okay, so it is a few days later, I think like 2 days later, I don't know, and a lot happened. I really hope right now everybody is putting emphasis on what you do for stress management. I know at the beginning of this video I was talking about very specific things, boundaries, I think. I don't even remember at this point, but it's okay. Something else I want to talk about right now is stress management. So the holidays are over, and the holidays were stressful for me, although kind of relaxing because I felt really nervous about being around large groups of my family. Just because I've dealt with like a lot of insecurity and just not feeling like the best around them. And I don't even think they're fully aware of how, I've felt or how, they've made me feel, whether intentional or not. So a lot of times, like, it's interesting because through your healing, it's like you could heal as much as you want, but you really find out how healed you are when you get back around those people. And of course, with boundaries, you can cut people off, but like, there's certain people, sometimes people's position in your lives just need to be readjusted, and you really figure out like what your boundaries really are and how you really feel and how healed you are when you get back around certain people. So if you're going through any situation right now where you feel kind of triggered because you're back around a certain family member, maybe you chose to like test the waters and it triggered you, it's okay. Go back within, try again. One thing I want to talk about right now is stress management, because I feel like it's just so much going on. I am somebody who for the last 5 years has been in fight or flight mode. And basically, if you don't know what that is, you can look it up. But it's basically, I believe, your nervous system, a reaction that your body has where it's constantly in this mode of like, okay, gotta do this, gotta do that, something always happening. And then when you finally rest, it can actually feel uncomfortable. And I like to compare it to when people talk about how like, I'm in a relationship, but it's boring, there's no drama. There are people that say that. And it's because your body is so used to that, like, something's wrong, gotta fix things. And when you have nothing else to fight and everything's just chill, it can feel uncomfortable at times. But what I want to emphasize right now is stress management for myself, for everybody. Because there's a lot of just like pressure and energy right now to produce, and it's just a lot. I can feel it, and I think that sometimes when I engage with the regular world or go outside or whatever, I can feel it, and then I get stressed. But then also too, I've been dealing with like not feeling comfortable just sitting. I took the last 2 weeks off, and my content on like TikTok has totally changed. I'm not doing all the things I was doing before, although that is my personality. I felt like at a point it didn't feel fun, because I felt like instead of me just being random and being, myself, I was like, okay, they like this, so let me keep doing this. And it's like, I urge all creators, you need to do what makes you happy. That's the trap that happens, is that if you fall into a specific niche and let's say your body gets tired, you need a break, whatever, you don't want to feel like your life force is dependent on delivering that every single time. So therefore, whatever it is you pick, make sure it's you. Now, within that, it's interesting for me because it's like, that really is me. I'm random, silly, goofy. But I've had some moments over the last couple of weeks where I'm like, man, I just am tired. I'm just, I need you know what I'm saying? And it's like, pay attention to that, because I get those moments often where I'm like, okay, I need to unplug and recharge, and I need to go within and listen. And a lot of times that happens when we have like big pivotal moments in our lives, or big life choices to make. We kind of feel like, I don't feel like being silly right now. But then another thing I noticed too in my regular life is I'm like, I'm not laughing as much. I'm not enjoying as much. I'm so in my head of, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? How am I going to figure this out? Oh my God, this is stressful. I hate this. I hate that. Just angry. And that was translating into nothing is fucking funny right now. And the gag is that I kind of forgot who I was a little bit, but it kind of brought me back full circle. So I guess that's the point of this video as well. This is just kind of a check-in. Other life updates. I told y'all about that already. I have a couple of campaigns that I recently did, which were a lot of fun to do. And I did a TikTok live last night where I talked about being an actor, and I miss being on set. But I welcome change, and all of this has been very positive for me. This is just a message that if you're not taking care of yourself, take care of yourself. Because y'all don't be taking care of yourselves. And I don't like that. You know, people get so stressed out and so worried, and it's definitely understandable. But and you have to speak what you want into existence. You literally have to declare victory and good health and all. Like, you have to speak it. You have to remove things that aren't good for you and pray. Just, you know, ask the divine, say, take this away from me, even if you don't know how it's gonna go or how you're gonna do it, whatever. So yeah, my arm is starting to hurt. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for this vlog. One thing that I do want to do more of is travel vlogs. I want to like get back into that. So yeah, subscribe. I love you guys. Let me know what other types of like things y'all want to see on here. I think I'm gonna call this the video diary series, New Year, New Me, or something like that. I don't know, girl. I've been watching the Princess Diaries every day, so video diary like just makes sense to me. But yeah, I hope you have an awesome week, and I love you guys, and I'll talk to y'all later.